Hi guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a video today on progressed moon in Taurus. So progressions are your natal chart split up one day for every year you've been alive, and I'm not going to go into too much what progressions are because I've been doing the whole series. So I'll just leave a link in the box below to the progressions video. And I'm also going to leave a link to a blog post I wrote on progressed moon in Taurus, which is super thorough. It goes into a lot more detail than what I'm going to do in this video, so you can definitely check that out if you really want a lot more information on this. But progressions essentially are how you are expressing yourself today, so how you're expressing your natal potential. It's like your evolving self, and the moon in specific means how you're expressing your needs, so your evolving needs and emotions and your relationships. So when your moon progresses from Aries to Taurus, and I just want to say too, to know what like where your progressed moon is or anything in your progress chart, but especially the moon because it's the fastest mover. You need to know exactly what time you were born. And I go to astro.com. You can go there and create a free account. You can go to the extended chart selection and then choose either progress chart from the drop down, or you can choose natal chart with progressions, and you can see where your progressed moon is. And you really do have to know time of birth for this to be accurate. So you definitely want to make sure you have the right time of birth because the moon moves so fast. So in transit, the moon moves one sign every 2.5 days. In the progress chart, it's 2.5 years because it's a year for a day. So when you're going through your progressed Taurus moon, you really want stability and security and comfort and serenity, and you're going to be a homebody, and you're going to be like concerned with anything to do with the five senses. And that also includes finances, because finances are like of this material world. And Taurus is an earth sign, and it is fixed earth. So you're going to be super stubborn. So when you let's like unpack all this, when you came out of your progressed moon in Aries, you probably were starting a lot of stuff. That's a time of initiation. It's a whole new cycle. That's cardinal fire. So you were initiating, that's cardinal, and you were very like spark of life type of feeling. So self-oriented, starting things, but also going off on your own, being really independent, really pioneering. You might have had a bunch of fights. I know when my progressed moon was in Aries, I did some embarrassing things. I think I was in college. I might have been in high school still. And I definitely like said things. I'm already a quadruple Aries. If you've seen my chart on this site, you know I have 5 of the personal planets all in fire. So I've done very embarrassing things in my life and continue to do embarrassing things on pretty much a daily basis, I would say, and have to apologize for those things on a regular basis, which is hard on my Leo moon, but I got to do it anyway. So you're going to be doing that when your progressed moon is in Aries. So when you finally get to Taurus, you're like, that was a lot. I got into some fights. I did some things I'm embarrassed about. There was a lot of chaos in my life. Like maybe I started a whole lot of stuff, and at this point in time, you're just looking to settle. Okay, like you just want to settle down. Your energy wants to just kind of remain even throughout this progression. And you're going to be slow to anger. So you would have been quick to anger when your progressed moon was in Aries. You would have been like, what? Like quick to anger. And anyone who knows me on a personal level knows that when I get like Aries in general are overreactors, and we just are like that. Like we react very quickly and then it dies down after like not that long at all. But with Taurus, it's very slow. So you have to build that anger and build. You have to be like poked and prodded like an actual bull. And then eventually, once the bull has risen, it's like the scariest thing anyone will ever witness. So you're very slow to anger during this moon progression, but when you do anger, it's like all out. So things that are going to be happening for you during this progression are you're going to be attracted to people that are more stable, more down to earth, more peace loving, people that are more constant in your life, like very steady types of people. So anybody that was a little bit over the top, dramatic, like feisty, just kind of I'm trying to think of the right words for like the people you're attracted to during your Aries moon progression. Probably people like me. You guys don't know me in real life, so you probably just see me and you're like, oh no, you're calm. But you're seeing like my Pisces rising, and you're not seeing all the fire. So you're just like with dynamic people, attracted to dynamic people who um, might come and go a little bit. So when your moon goes into Taurus, you're going to want more steady, stable people in your life because that's the energy you're drawing to you. That's the energy you want. So you're going to be focused on your finances because Taurus is all about self-preservation. So part of self-preservation in this material plane, because Taurus is an earth sign, so it's of this material plane and it's very central of the body. That has to do with money. I mean, money, finances, real estate, security, anything like that, anything that's like physically secure. And Taurus is also, it's ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of giving and receiving love. But it also represents your personal, like your self-worth. And that's a huge part of Taurus and also the second house. So if your progressed moon is going through your second house, regardless of the sign it's in, this is all about personal finances. It's about self-worth. It's about security and stability and personal assets. Nothing that your partner shares, no loans or real estate that's mortgaged or anything that you share with a bank or taxes. That's all eighth house stuff. But your own personal assets are the second house. So that's going to become very important to you when your progressed moon goes through the second house. But if you're just going through Taurus, money and stuff is still going to be important to you. And you're going to be examining your own self-worth and your values. Your whole value system is going to be coming up, and you're going to be reassessing your personal values. And that goes for everything in your life, just your values in general, not just your own self-worth, but what's important to you, what is like an essential in your life, what is a non-negotiable in your relationships, where you won't budge. Taurus is a very stubborn sign, so you could actually be a lot more stubborn during this progression, but you kind of need it at this point in time. You're learning your own boundaries, and it's really important. And it's not so much it's not like a give and take type of energy. This is actually a very selfish energy. Taurus is very much concerned with self-orientation. So you're going to be very self-oriented, and you should watch out for your weight during this moon progression because you're going to be attracted to anything that pleases the five senses. So taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound. You're going to be attracted to, anything that smells good, tastes good, works of art, things for your home, nice candles. You're probably going to make your home nicer during this time because Taurus loves home. They actually kind of hate to leave home. They love comfort, so you're going to be all about comfort. And you could actually have a lot more sex during this progression, especially if you didn't during your Aries progression. A lot of people think Aries is more likely to jump in bed, and it's true, you might make some impulsive decisions during your Aries moon progression, but Taurus is the most sensual sign, and therefore they're often the most sex-oriented sign, which is kind of a misnomer. And people always choose the fire signs or Scorpio, but really Taurus is like the sex pot of the zodiac. So you could end up having a lot more sex because that's a sensual thing. That's part of your feel-good experience, and Taurus is so rooted in the body. So, that's something to watch out for, especially if you are going to be overeating. If you're prone to that already, you're going to want to watch out for that, or at least develop a very habitual exercise. So get into a gym routine or a yoga routine or what have you. Routines are everything for Taurus. They love routines. So routines are going to be super important for you during this progression. And you should take advantage of that by setting up good habits rather than bad habits, because your bad habits are only going to get worse during this time. And by the time you get to the end of the progression, you're going to be probably a little bit too stubborn, a little stuck in a rut, and the progression going into Gemini is going to really shake you up and get you out of that rut. So no worries. This progression is probably the most difficult for people so either natal moon in other fixed signs, which are Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, especially Scorpio because that's Taurus's opposite sign. Or if you have heavy natal placements in either of those spots, this progression might be a little bit more difficult for you, especially Scorpio because it's going to oppose your Scorpio planets. So it's going to kind of activate them. It's going to be the easiest progression for people with Virgo moons and Capricorn moons because they're the other earth signs. So this is going to be a really natural feeling lunar progression for you. And just for everyone in general, it's going to be a more serene time. A time to calm down, to work on your grounding, your foundations, to really get your values in check and to stabilize, basically. So that's it for progressed moon in Taurus and second house. If you guys have either of these happening right now, please leave a comment and let me know how you're doing, what your experience is like. And if you have any questions or anything, leave them below. And thank you guys so much for liking and watching and subscribing. I love you. And if you want a personal reading on your progressed moon or your progressions in general, I do those. I do personal private video readings, and you can check that out in the box below. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.